Hi, Jennifer Jimenez here, the founder and director of the Brave Thinking Institute Health and Wellbeing Division. And I have a question for you. Where are you most haunted by your overly critical inner critic? Is it when you go into the dressing room and you've got those mirrors that wrap all around you and you're buying maybe a new bathing suit? Is it when you step out of the shower or you step on the scale? Is it when you feel like you've said something wrong, like you wanted it to come out a certain way, but the words just didn't quite get formulated correctly and you felt like maybe you made a fool of yourself? Is it when you don't keep your promises to yourself or your goals? Maybe you said you were going to eat healthy and exercise and you let the whole week go by and you ate things that you didn't want to eat. So I have good news for you. Again, my name is Jennifer Jimenez. I'm a transformational life coach and a health and well-being and mind, body, spirit expert. And I'm also the founder of the Health and Wellbeing Division of our Brave Thinking Institute. And I have a mission, and that is to help incredible women like you who are change agents, difference makers in the world, feel confident in their body, alive in their life, and create extraordinary success. Now, because our overly critical inner critic is often one of the main culprits in sabotaging amazing women like you, in not allowing them to actually fully live their purpose, I'm going to be providing 3 powerful proven keys that can help you overcome and quiet the inner critic. Not only have these 3 powerful proven keys been incredibly transformational in my life, but they have transformed the lives of thousands of heart-centered souls all over the planet. Now, I have a story like many women. My inner critic was on absolute overdrive. It was so negative, and it was like a broken record in my mind that it led me to constantly be on a diet mentality. I was under eating. I definitely would often starve myself to lose a few pounds. I was a thin worshiper, if you know what I mean, that unless you're super thin, you're not good enough, pretty enough, lovable. I was not feeling loved. I was feeling overworked and underrested, and it was not allowing me to show up as the mother that I wanted to be, as the wife I wanted to be. And it was definitely causing me not to go after my goals that I had several decades ago to really be a powerful entrepreneur in this world. And by using these 3 proven powerful keys, now, today, I absolutely love my life. I love my body temple. I feel confident and comfortable in my skin, which leads to even more intimacy and passion in my marriage and connection. In my marriage, it also helps me be an incredible mother. And I will say, because I was able to repattern my inner critic, especially around my body, I was able to help my daughter have an incredible relationship with her body, so much so that on my last birthday, we went around as a family and shared powerful things that the family had learned from me. This wasn't my idea. It was somebody else's idea. It was really a beautiful idea. And my daughter, when it came to her, what she shared was so deeply touching and heartwarming. She said, I've learned, of course, from my mother, a huge amount of things, but the one thing that I'm so grateful for that has changed my life and is different from the way my friends see themselves is she taught me how to look in the mirror with love. And so that is something that I am so grateful that I have, that my daughter has, and I help literally tens of thousands of beautiful souls all over the world, is transform really our self-image. Because if we have a disempowering self-image, that self-image leads to feelings. Those feelings lead to disempowering or not taking the action, brave action and bold action that we want to take. And when we feel amazing, when we love ourselves, when we're full of confidence, that absolutely does lead to the empowering actions that we want to take. So here are these 3 powerful proven keys. So if you have a pen and a piece of paper handy, Go ahead and jot this down. And if not, if you're driving the kids to practice or you're running around, that's okay too. I'm going to keep these short and simple, and you will absolutely be able to take at least one of these practices or keys home with you today to begin to shift this disempowering, overly critical inner critic. We're going to quiet that inner critic, and we're going to unlock and unleash even more confidence in your whole mind, body, and spirit, so that you can take the bold action, you can think bravely, and you can really go after creating and living a life of your dreams. So our number one, our powerful, proven secret tool number one is to identify the voice of the inner critic. That really is the first step. Here at Brave Thinking Institute, we empower people to create and live a life they love. But they can't do that if they're not able to hear the voice of the limiting belief, or the voice of the inner critic. Most people, most common hour thinkers, think that the voices in our head are us. However, there is such a thing that's called metacognition, that there is a power breathing each and every one of us. And so the part of us that can hear ourselves breathing, that can tap into and connect that we aren't beating our own hearts, we aren't breathing our lungs, that metacognitive self, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. Now, the human mind or intellect has been programmed to think certain thoughts. The Jennifer, who was the thin worshiper, who didn't feel good enough in her skin, who judged her body and therefore her confidence based on other people's ideas, learned that thought process. And over time, I unhooked from those disempowering beliefs and began to think differently. But the first step was identifying the voice of the inner critic. So here are 3 steps, sub-steps to this powerful proven key. So the first is to just simply notice what you notice. Notice the voice in your head. Notice what you hear when you step on the scale, or you get out of the shower, or you're buying a bathing suit, or you're saying something, or you feel whatever that record is, that broken record. Begin to write down what it's saying to you, and remind yourself that there is a voice that is the voice of your higher power, the voice of love, and there is a voice that has just simply been programmed in. And you have the power to begin to identify which voice is in your mind, and you have the key to shift the channel from empowering to disempowering. One of the best ways to shift the channel, which is step number 2 inside of this key, is to take a deep breath. So let's do that now. No matter how long it's been where you've had this overly disempowering inner critic, and you would really love to shift that, know that the power breathing you is more powerful than any pattern that you may be continuing to live into. And we can begin to install a new belief and a new pattern. So let's take a deep breath together, breathing in, and open up those shoulders. Place your hands on your heart. Allow your eyes to close unless you're driving. But just notice this breath. You are being breathed by a power that loves you, a power that is breathing you, that is more powerful than any circumstance, situation, condition, or pattern, or overly critical inner critic. And you absolutely have the power within you to create a more loving, empowering, confident self-image, so that you can go after all of your dreams. We open our eyes, and that really leads us to our 3rd step inside of this powerful key. And that is, the truth is that this part of ourselves, its true intentions really is to help us be our best self. And in order to be the best version of us, we want to press the pause button on comparison or criticism or complaining, particularly about ourselves, and really begin to open up into greater self-praise. So key number 1, identify the voice of the inner critic. Notice that it's the voice of the inner critic, so that you can begin to shift into a new, more empowering voice, which is really your powerful, proven key number 2, is to repattern your limiting beliefs one at a time. When you hear the voice that says, "You're so fat. Why did you eat that?" right? Or whatever the, voice is. You're so stupid. Why did you say that? You never keep your, promises. You've gained and lost the same 10 pounds over and over and over again. You're such a failure. Whatever those voices or thoughts are, those are disempowering, critical thoughts. Those thoughts come from deeper inner beliefs that are installed over many, many years. For me as a professional dancer, the voice, the inner critic in my head would say was just simply a programmed thought that got installed over many, many years of being at the ballet bar and hearing what the teachers were saying and literally getting graded on my weight in college in ballet class. And I hope that's not happening anymore at the university level, but it was when I was going to school. And so those beliefs and those thoughts get installed in the subconscious mind, and they can be like roots, like weeds. We can weed out the disempowering beliefs that truly, honestly, do not serve us and begin to plant seeds and begin to cultivate a new garden of self-love and self-empowerment and self-praise and celebration, because that energy absolutely leads to more successful results in all areas of our lives. So how do you repattern your limiting beliefs? So there's 3 steps inside of this powerful proven key. The first is to shift. So you want to notice an exaggerated inner critic statement and begin to shift or translate that into an accurate statement that lessens its power. So if you hear yourself, let's say the inner critic says, you never do anything right, that's usually not true, right? The inner critic or the disempowering beliefs speak in all or nothings. You always get it wrong. You never do it right. You always this. It's an exaggerated voice. So we want to press the pause button on that voice, and you could simply say, sometimes I get things right. Sometimes I get things wrong. I'm going to learn from this and I'm going to do it better next time. That's a more neutral, empowering voice. Another thing that I often will encourage my clients to do is to treat their inner voice like the defensive best friend. So if I was standing with my best friend and somebody said to my best friend, you're so fat, you never stay on your diet, look at you, you can't even fit into those jeans. Would I allow a mean person speak to my best friend that way? Absolutely not. I would probably get in between, I'd get my body in between her and this mean person. And I'd say, whoa, 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 who do you think you are? You can go away now. Thank you very much. And I would turn to my best friend and I would say, you know what? You're amazing. You're beautiful. You're healthy. You are doing well. And I know that you have some health goals. So this is a great day to press the refresh button. And if you do want to eat healthier, well, I'm here to support you. So speaking to yourself, you have the ability, this metacognitive mind, right? Where you can have a conversation with yourself in your own mind. The problem is, or the challenge is, most people are having a negative, disempowering, critical conversation in their mind. And we want to begin to have an empowering, supportive, loving relationship. And all it takes is just the awareness to do so. Now, the third is to find evidence. So powerful, positive evidence to back up the supportive best friend conversation about yourself, right? So sometimes you get it wrong, sometimes you get it right. Actually, do you remember when you wanted to run that marathon and you trained and you succeeded and you ran that marathon? So recalling moments in time when we have been successful and praising ourselves with the evidence, the powerful, positive evidence, that will also help to install a new, more empowering self-confidence. Now, the third powerful proven key here is to turn your inner critic into your raving fan and inner motivator, right? So how awesome would it be that we could just flip a switch? We could turn off the overly critical inner critic and we could flip a switch and turn on having an inner best friend, an inner coach, a raving fan, and an inner motivator. How much more likely would we be to get up and actually go for that walk or that run, or to choose an apple over a bag of chips, or to choose to drink water instead of diet soda, or all of the healthy things that we want to continue to install or to go for that. Let's imagine we're thinking about going for that raise or launching our own entrepreneurial endeavor. If we have an overly critical inner critic, we're probably not going to go for our dreams or our goals or pick up that phone and take a risk or go on that date if we're calling a new love or whatever it is. So we absolutely want to install and begin to create and cultivate this inner best friend, this inner coach, this inner raving fan, this inner motivator. Now, I'm not saying to be Pollyanna-ish here. We're not sugarcoating our choices or actions, and we're also not catastrophizing them. We want to neutralize anything we've done or any failure. We want to turn failure into feedback and a learning opportunity, and then claim being our best self. But if I have somebody over my shoulder saying, "You've got this, you can do this, let's press the refresh button, let's go for it," versus somebody over my shoulder saying, "You're so stupid, you never get it right, you always get it wrong, what were you thinking? You'll never be a success." Which voice is more likely to help motivate me to go for my goals? Obviously, the empowering voice. And we have the ability to cultivate, to quiet the inner critic and cultivate our inner coach. So there are 3 sub steps here with this powerful proven key that will help you turn your inner critic into your raving fan, your inner motivator, that powerful coach within. The first is actually to work with a coach, a life coach, a transformational coach that understands what a subconscious limiting belief is and can help you install new, more empowering beliefs. And why this is so powerful, it's been absolutely transformational in my life as I have received coaching and mentorship. And I know it's absolutely transformed the lives of the clients that I've worked with, because when that inner critic is so powerful, it takes a rocket booster or powerful outside support, giving us the empowering words, the supportive words, the motivation, the support that we really need in order to install those new empowering beliefs. So here, of course, at Brave Thinking Institute, we are the premier training center for transformational coaching. We do coaching, we have coaching programs, and we also train and certify transformational life coaches. The second step is to upgrade your circle of influence. If you're constantly around friends who are, and my daughter mentioned this, some of her friends didn't learn how to love their bodies or love themselves and would look into the mirror and just constantly tear themselves apart. And she was saying, "Mom, it doesn't feel good to be around that." So think about your friends, think about your coworkers, think about the conversations that are happening. What I love about the Brave Thinking Institute community and family is that we are a community of brave thinkers. So anyone who's in a coaching program, we have private Facebook groups, we have our coaching certification community where we are thinking bravely, we're acting boldly, we're living and building our dreams. And we are quieting. You will not hear complaining or criticism or comparison that's disempowering in these communities. You are absolutely going to hear people raising each other up and brave thoughts and inspiration and motivation and really learning how to be our best inner motivators. And that's something inside of this community that you can certainly come and explore. And then the third, which is so fun, and I would say probably of all the steps that has been the most life-changing for me, it has been to find the power of conscious dance to access my innate body wisdom. And I could go on and on and on about this step, but I will say it simply. Traditional dance and fitness is an outside-in training where, for the most part, you're whipping your body into shape, you're burning fat, and you're carving muscles. It's a very outside-in training method. Conscious dance and mind, body, spirit movement installs and helps us remember that we're born with innate body wisdom. Each one of us has truly an inner wisdom within us. And when we learn to love and trust and honor and and take good care of this body temple, our whole life begins to flourish and thrive. And we easily find that vibrant, healthy homeostasis and that work-life harmony as well. My body tells me when I've been working too much or when it needs to move more. But in my old critical paradigm, I would just suppress those messages. I would ignore them because I was basically whipping my body into shape. Where now that I'm more awake, I'm more aware, and I've transformed in such powerful ways, the power of conscious dance and mind-body movement helps me stay in tune with that beautiful body wisdom. And the modality that I have created now and been practicing and teaching for over 20 years takes everything that I've just described into a powerful 60-minute conscious movement practice. So if you think about doing a yoga class or some form of a movement class for 60 minutes, it's called transcendence. And the best way to describe transcendence is taking the mindfulness of yoga off the mat and infusing it with joyful, free-form conscious dance. And so let me share with you a story about a client who also practices conscious dance and mindful movement. Her name is Felicia. Before transcendence, dance or exercise was something I did to whip myself into shape. I used to love to dance, but my need to be perfect and in shape took the joy completely out of it for me. Through transcendence, not only did I rediscover my love for dance, I discovered my love for my body. Through movement, I have released and healed past traumas, have developed a deep appreciation for my body and her wisdom, and have fallen in love with dance again. So much so that if you look through my window, you will see me moving freely as I dance around my house. I felt so nourished and guided to move in a way that felt so good in my body under Jennifer's incredibly skilled facilitation of the process. She is absolutely brilliant at what she does. And Felicia lives in Southern California. Now, let me go ahead and recap our 3 proven powerful keys to quiet the inner critic so that you can have even more access to your inner wisdom and fully step into your purpose and create and live a life that you love. Your powerful proven key number 1 is to identify the voice of the inner critic. You got to be able to hear it. Right? You got to be able to hear it. The second is to begin to slowly repattern your limiting beliefs, one at a time, install new, more empowering beliefs. And the third step is to turn your inner critic into your raving fan, your inner motivator, and that inner powerful life coach. Yes? Awesome. So I have a free gift for you. If you have loved these powerful tools and you would love support in continuing to practice this in an easy, fun way, I have a free gift for you. And it is called the Confidence Kit. So there's an ebook that helps unpack 5-minute power actions that you can take to install even more self-confidence. And probably one of my favorite aspects of this confidence kit is a guided self-love meditation that just helps you hear the voice of inspiration, of motivation, and self-loving thoughts, which will absolutely help you quiet your inner critic and install even more confidence. So go ahead and click on the link. You'll be able to download your free confidence kit and get started with that today. And I also want to hear from you. So you tell me, what has helped you quiet the inner critic? What are some of the tools that you use? I have some clients that put up sticky notes and others that write affirmations or install it through meditation. So I know you've got some super fun creative ideas or maybe friends that have helped and worked with you. So please share what has helped you quiet the inner critic and install even more confidence in your life. And I also would love it if this video has been helpful. Please give it a thumbs up or a like. Please share this video with someone that you care about. This is such an issue. Even some of the most powerful leaders in our world suffer from an overly powerful and loud inner critic. So we want to be able to share the good all over and make a difference in helping people feel more loved and more confident. And if you're new to this community, I invite you to subscribe. Also turn on the notifications so that you know when more health and well-being and confidence boosting videos come your way. And I just want you to know that you are deeply cared about. And we're going to stand up and do a little dance. We're going to do a little dance. So go ahead and stand up with me. Press your chair to the side. I love to embody what I'm saying and not just talk about it or think about it. So I'm going to share a song. Let's go ahead and pick a fun toe tapping song. Here we go. This is one of my favorites. All right, so I'm going to choose a song that's got a little bit of Middle Eastern beat to it. And I encourage you to just loosen up all of your body. So you're going to loosen up your head, your shoulders. I'll walk us through it. But we're going to move for 2 or 3 minutes. We're going to stand up in the middle of the day. Don't worry about anybody seeing you. I had a client once where I prescribed 3 minutes of stretching and moving every afternoon. And she worked in sort of an open space where other people could see her, but she pressed the pause button on the inner critic that would tell her, you're going to look stupid, don't do this. And she pushed the pause button on that, and she would just get up and she would just stretch. And every once in a while she'd play music kind of low and she'd kind of move and dance. And it began to spread like wildfire. So her neighbor said, ooh, can I do that with you? And then the person on this side said, ooh, can I do that with you? Until really her whole section, every time she would stand up, they would all get up and stretch and move together. So her increasing her inner confidence had this beautiful positive ripple effect in the office that was so amazing. All righty, so here we go. Let's go ahead and move a little. I love this song. Here we go. Go ahead and take a nice deep breath. Go ahead and circle your head around. Play to that beat. Roll those shoulders. Looking good. Open up those elbows. Nice. Open those arms. Go the other way. The snake. That snake. Open up your torso. Go ahead and move those hips. I don't think you can see my hips, but here we go. Move the hips. There it is. Circle the hips around. Especially if you've been sitting the other way. Turn it around. Woo! Let me hear you go. Woo! Nice. Clean the screen. Pour love and light and sunlight down your body. Stretch and touch those toes. Do a little sigh. Beautiful. Place your hand on your heart, your hand on your belly, and say, thank you, body. Thank you, body. Thank you, body temple. Awesome. 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 That was awesome. Love dancing with you. Until next time, again, my name is Jennifer Jimenez. Have a beautiful, vibrant, and healthy day, and continue to think bravely.